like pretty badly. That really needs to happen against Zeminar. He absolutely rolled with it. Unless they're going to let it go through and pick better against it. I just think Lux was a really poor pick against it, and then not even that, but Zach actually being banned out. I don't think that's the right move at all. I think Zach was fine, but I think that, you know, taking out Nocturne, Jarvan, and Lee Sin, you know, keeping a couple of those out is good. I don't think Zach was a huge problem. They're keeping Elise out. They're keeping Kassadin out. I think they just don't use him. And they're okay. So Carbonic went with the exact same bans, and FMB actually only kept Nocturne and banned out Zach and Zed. So they have first pick. I would highly suggest taking something away from Carbonic if they can. I would imagine Zeminar might play Ari or Gragas or maybe Kennen mid. Okay, so they're actually going to give Rip City, or yes, I believe Rip City Vi. But this does leave Jarvan up, as well as Lee Sin, which I imagine being picked up by one of these them. They don't have to because the junglers are being picked, but I imagine that being Blue Dream's pick is either going to be Jarvan or Lee Sin, as he's very proficient on those champions, and they have been left up. Sona Caitlyn coming out, so again, we're seeing a poke lane. It's really good tower pressure, but they're taking Sona away from blue team and giving it to Vadriel, who is a Sona main. Nidalee coming in from Jedwards, again, another poke champion, like Lux, can't take barrier. I don't think it's necessarily the right thing to take with Vi. Ziggs, on the other hand, might be really good. Ziggs a lot of poke, but a lot of heavy burst immediately and good team fight potential. But they're going to pick... I think Ziggs is a good choice here. If he can play it very well. Ziggs is becoming very popular, and those buffs made him pretty good. He's being played later in NACL a lot. Okay. So that actually is pretty good. Vi gives Ziggs like a free Q toss and an ult placement. And lets him set up everything. So, okay, immediately, yeah, Zeminar is going to play Gragas, and Blue Dream is going to be on Lee Sin. So those are pretty expected picks on my part, and very good picks. They have those practiced, and that's a very strong team comp. Also, Gragas very good against Vi to disengage. I'd like to see in the top lane, if he feels comfortable on Renekton, it wouldn't be terrible, but it looks like they're going to go Vlad. No, nice. I feel like they could try and take the Nasus away from Mojo, but I feel like Renekton would have worked had he respected Nasus, but maybe they just don't want to go with it now. Malphite could work too if they want really heavy initiation with Vi as well. I don't like Graves Janna. I don't think Janna fits Graves at all. And Graves also gets beat pretty bad by Caitlyn. That almost just looks like for some reason like they've picked Graves and then realized that he's going to get really badly harassed by Sona and Caitlyn, so they picked Janna to give him a shield and help him out. But it's not really capitalizing on either of those champions' specialties, and it's kind of just using Janna to be safe from like a mess up pick. Jace coming out top lane, I'm not sure I like that. Like, this team is not poke heavy, it's very much burst damage initiate, and Jace could potentially get countered pretty bad here. I think Mojo being an Aatrox or a Nasus, yeah, there we go. Aatrox coming out, and I think that's will work very well against Jace, as Jace doesn't do great if you can jump onto him. I mean, he'll bat you away, but it's kind of, he'll have to just run at that point. So I don't know. I was liking FMB's team. I mean, Graves could have been fine if they were just going to accept that he can kind of be beaten and poked by Caitlyn, but if they went with a very heavy initiator like Leona or even maybe Nami to like give him a lot of CC, Thresh maybe to be really aggressive and kill Sona. Thresh is up. Zyra actually would have been good too. They could use some disengage in case, or the snare. But we'll have to see. I mean, level 6 from bot lane is pretty scary if they're out of position. Like if Caitlyn can just, ult and with the Sona ult and get a free Q off. That's a lot of burst, and if they're out of position, especially if Janna gets caught out by the Sona ult and is CC'd long enough, she's probably going down. Mid lane, Gragas versus Ziggs. Both those champions are very long range and have a lot of mobility. Gragas a little bit more than Ziggs, but Ziggs does have his C4 pack jump. But I see that being pretty farm heavy unless ganks come through, which I do honestly see both junglers camping mid lane. I think unless Jace really misplays top and overextends, because I don't think Aatrox is going to need help with Jace. I think they'll hopefully, kind of just go evenly, but I do see that matchup going in favor of Aatrox, especially if Aatrox manages to get onto Jace, hitting him and slowing him and forcing Jace to E before Aatrox has blown his Q, and then at that point, Jace's knockback isn't far enough where Aatrox couldn't reach him with his Q. So unless Vi really goes to top lane and babysits quite a bit, which she could do if Ziggs plays safe enough, I see top lane being in favor of Carbonic. Mid could go even, and I see bot lane in favor of Carbonic. So I'll have to see how that plays out. I'm interested to see if the early game is just as safe as it was last time. Things didn't really rev up until about level 6. When everyone got ults, there wasn't really a lot of early action. We'll see if we see the same start coming out of, no one wants deep wood, everyone wants to play safe and just sit at their buffs. It's kind of low risk, low reward. So we'll see. I think Carbonic easily has a stronger level 1 team, with Sona being able to charge up Power Chord and giving an aura, Caitlyn being very good level 1 with long range, Gragas having 2 good level 1 skills, Aatrox being good level 1, and Lee Sin being very good level 1. Meanwhile, Graves has decent burst, but it's only Ziggs has decent enough far away burst to warrant level 1. Jan is just kind of good for disengaging it. So hopefully Carbonic does have the opportunity to play an aggressive level 1, and hopefully Facecheck My Bush is ready for it, because getting caught out by that level 1 team will almost certainly be death. Mad Scientist 6, and Rips, and Officer Vi. But again, they're beaten out with Gragas Esquire, Resistance Caitlyn. Oh god, Gukeen Sona, and Dragon Fist Lee Sin. Alright, both top laners with Ignite, just looking for kill potential. Both mid laners with Ignite. I almost think that Dix could take Barrier. I haven't played him enough to have an opinion on whether you should take it or not, but he's certainly long range enough. So, matching summoner spells coming out for this game. Alright, we're in game. Moving everyone. Alright. So Doran's Blade coming out for Lee Sin's jungle starting item. He might actually be looking to invade, or at least maybe he's definitely going to want an early gank. Level 2, possibly level 3. That's a very aggressive item, and he's going to be looking to capitalize on his high damage early game. Gragas going a Doran's Ring versus Ziggs Fairy Charm. Oh, and they catch out. Oh, there it is. And, yeah, like I said, getting caught out just meant death with the incredible early game damage. And, I mean, the Aatrox knockup. Ziggs actually died there with Flash. I think he unfortunately underestimated how far Aatrox could go and just didn't hit Flash quick enough. So that's a quick first blood. It went to Sona, so she could potentially go back and buy quick Philo items. Or I think Philo would do 340 at that point. No, it's 700, so it'd be 520. So yeah, she buys a Rejuve beat and a pink ward. So that's at least a lot of safety for bot lane. It could have gone to someone better. I mean, you could give it to Caitlyn. She gets a long sword, or but that's an unfortunate catch. All right, Lee Sin starting blue and Vi starting red. So again, they're going to take the same path up the top lane. Lee Sin being a little bit faster. Mid lane just farming. Caitlyn starting traps, so she's just kind of setting up her lane and farming, hoping to zone pretty soon. Actually taking a pretty bad trade there. By Lee Sin, blue-red. Lee Sin still being slightly faster. Barely. Farm's pretty much even. We're gonna look at this top. So here they are. They meet up right next to each other. Vi is not paying attention though. I don't know if she's looking somewhere on the map, but she might die. Yeah, very good job on Aatrox predicting the flash and jumping to the other side. That was a really unfortunate misplay from Vi. It just looked like she wasn't looking at her screen and walked straight into Lee Sin. Which, I mean, I don't know if she's looking somewhere else, but you should probably know that you need to be alert at that point, because there's no way, like, you're not going to meet up with the jungler right there. Aatrox going in with red buff. This was already going to be a hard enough lane for Jace, and now he's just, like, I think that lane is unfortunately fairly lost unless Mojo plays very poorly. That's just going to put Jace really far behind, being so scared to play against him with double buff. Bot lane, exhaust blown from Sona, Lee Sin coming in from behind. And Janna, oh, okay, the Q is missed. Oh, but Sona kind of flashed unnecessarily. She didn't have Q power cord, so probably didn't need to do that. Had Lee Sin landed the Q, that surely would have been a kill. But that was very good, start from Sona. They had, Lee Sin coming down, and he called and told them the gank was coming, and Sona properly went in and started the fight before he got there, so that they were properly getting lower, and and they slowed and like couldn't back out if he had been seen, and so that's a good team coordination. Vi coming out onto Caitlyn, but taking a tower hit and ultimately actually making that a pretty poor trade. In the mid lane, Ziggs is now pushing Gragas and has a health advantage. So Ziggs working out very well here. Lee Sin now farming up, catching up to Vi. He's now gone 2 Doran's Blades, making his really trying to maximize on his early game damage. I don't like Caitlyn's boot start at all. I didn't realize she did that, and that's really, even if you have a support. Oh, shoot, I missed that. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Okay, that was unfortunately just a failed gank from, just went too far in and Ziggs blew him up. I think he was at too low a health, as Ziggs had been at 100% and Gragas was about 50, so I think he just accidentally overcommitted and went in too far ahead of Lee Sin. Aatrox initiating onto Jace, and getting extra damage in for being able to stay behind Jace so that he couldn't properly knock him back. Vi coming in mid without Ziggs is getting torn apart. Oh, good catch from Ziggs, forcing Lee Sin to back out. Vi's kind of spacey, it seems. Rip City is playing just kind of reckless. Carbonic, yeah, just showing them that they really should, need to be aware and be on their game. Ziggs, though, has been showing pretty good play mid, despite being down that early kill. Gragas has gone back and got a Chalice. They both have Chalices, and that works very well because they're against AP mids. Bot lane, the farm is even, but they're getting pushed out because of Sona's sustain, looks like. So again, the reason I don't like Boots purchase is just because it reduces the sustain you can have and offers very little early game advantage. Oh, Jace goes down and Aatrox will get out of there with passive. So again, that's just Jace is at a bad matchup. Now Jace has gone Tear of the Goddess. I don't think I agree with that. I think Jace needed something better earlier to give him some edge back in this lane, because Aatrox is about to back and probably get Bilgewater Cutlass. Yep, and his damage is now really surpassing Jace, and he's quite a bit ahead. So Tear, he's just not going to have a lot of time to stack this Tear, quite honestly. I mean, that nerf a long time ago where you can't charge it with stance changes and it's slower to stack up, like, it really hurt Jace. And Jace can still be played, but I wouldn't really recommend Tear, especially in a matchup where you're not ahead. This continues to just be a farm trade lane. Looks like Graves and Janna are really getting pushed out of lane quite a bit at this point. Janna's still level 5, and I believe these guys are both level 6. And now they're just gonna set up traps and clear wards and probably be able to take tower pretty soon, or at least get damage on it if Lee Sin comes to help. He just ganked mid, and the counter gank from Vi actually destroying them. Good job on Ziggs to stay out. Lee Sin came in for the gank, and then Vi's nice counter ult, taking too many tower hits for the aggressive gank, and that's how she cleaned up. So good play from Vi, getting back on the horse, helping mid out. Bot lane now, that was a good purchase from N. Having that BF sword on Graves, she doesn't have the sustain necessarily that he has from a Vamp Scepter, but he's got Sona, so he should be able to like just basically negate the Vamp Scepter and be able to, you know, both sustain very well. And he's gonna be able to poke even harder. I really don't like that Graves went boots 2 already. I noticed that a lot of AD carries seem to want to try and be able to buy something on any back, you know, get some advantage from their money, but sometimes it like using that gold as soon as you get back to just to get like boots 2 or a dagger puts you back quite a bit in the long run, because you end up at not having the AD required to hit hard and get big quickly and get your important items like Infinity Edge or Bloodthirster. So I've seen a lot of times where AD carries who were even slightly up have gone back when they've been forced to back several times and have bought like a pickaxe and boots 2 and a Vamp Scepter, and then an AD carry that bothered to wait and has a Vamp. Oh, good job. That was a really good Sona ult, keeping that Janna stationary after the ult. And it was a really good job on Lee Sin to wait for his Q until after Janna ulted. So they pick up that kill and they're going to Dragon right here. Meanwhile, Vi's looking to gank Aatrox, but he sees her with his ward here. So this is looking to be an uncontested Dragon because they see Vi top and they know that there's no smite coming in. Only Graves and Zig are coming in a 4v2. So Dragon goes to Carbonic. Good pickup for them. Vi coming back around now to behind Aatrox. He does not see her, and this could potentially be a kill. His passive should still be down. No, it just came up a little bit while ago. All right, and he's absolutely tearing them apart. That was a crit, I think. That's unlucky, but wow. And he's got passive up, so he's not gonna. So Aatrox is just thoroughly ahead at this point. He's got 40 CS, 4 kills. That early game kill with double buffs pretty much just set him up to win this lane because Jace was already not a great pick against Aatrox, or with Aatrox open. So good counter pick by Mojo, but I feel like FMB should have known that Mojo plays that quite a bit. It wouldn't take much effort to look in his match history and his leagues. You know, he's both played the two, you know, these two most, you know, currently popular champions. So I think Facecheck maybe hasn't done a little bit of research or isn't really respecting the power of, you know, these comfort picks from Carbonic. But maybe Jace was just something that he wanted. Maybe he's comfortable on it, and it just ended up being an unfortunate pick. Aatrox now has Blade of the Rune King with boots 2 and a cloth armor. It'll probably go towards Randuin's against Jace's Tear, Doran's Longsword, and cloth. So there's really nothing. Jace just can't possibly stand against Aatrox in lane. Aatrox has 2 levels on him. He doesn't have wards, so I don't think he'll push out too much. I think he'll be safe, but he at least has that escape. Vi also being behind in level. She's the level of the support, so she really can't even come out and help top lane. As you saw, they just got double killed. Mid at least staying up in CS, trying to make as much power plays as he can, coming bot and picking up, you know, kills. But he's gonna come and try and kill Aatrox. But look how fast Jace is going down. I think he might be able to get Aatrox here. Oh, not a great bomb, but Aatrox is just gonna get out of here now. And he almost killed Ziggs. He actually might look to jump over the wall and possibly get... No, here we go. Flash. Risky. He's dead now. So that was too greedy coming out from Mojo. He knows. Flashing and queuing, you know, with Ziggs pretty much under tower. Bot lane, they should probably be trying to get tower. I think it's just hard because, you know, Graves can clear and Janet can shield, but they are slowly, like, they're pretty much even, honestly. They haven't really gone one way or the other, but Caitlyn is building Infinity Edge. Oh, and quick Vi cleanup? No. I think Lee Sin needs to... Alright. I think he's trying to give this to Gragas, but that was a bit of a misplay. And now Gragas is just going to get picked up by Jace. Or... Gragas is too mobile. Alright. That was kind of a trying to give a kill away gone wrong. And then looked like Blue Dream Fiending just you know, saying, alright, whatever. I'll just sit there and laugh about it. Jace again getting picked up. Jace having just too rough of a game. Having a pretty unfortunate matchup combined with his jungler coming up and giving his laner double buffs has resulted in a double the CS deficit and 4 deaths. I think it might be a little slower, but I foresee Carbonic really has a pretty big lead in this game. They really need... Ziggs is getting fed, but they really need a pretty big catch here is what they need. They need a Vi to ult, you know, find someone like Caitlyn or Gragas or Aatrox completely caught out and make a really good catch to maybe get a, you know, a double kill or at least a power play where they can contest Dragon on. Lee Sin fighting Ziggs. This is not what they wanted to have happen. Kick coming out and the ult, but Ziggs still somehow managing to live. Carbonic diving a little bit too deep here. Gragas will probably get out with his mobility, but I don't know, maybe not. Nope, Gragas gets caught out, blown up by Graves. Well, that is what FMB needed. It might not have been necessarily how they predicted it to go down. And taking tower aggro now. But good pickup. Janet kind of just overstaying her welcome. You know, support versus AD carry support. With when she had incredibly little health. Aatrox diving Ziggs. Aatrox, you know, really going a little bit too deep. He's behind, you know, tower and 3v1ing. There he goes. Alright. I mean, he eventually got turret, but he should probably just be playing a little safer. He is just getting a little too greedy. I mean, you know, Jace may be far behind, but he only has 1 ward. He's not keeping too good a track of where Ziggs and Vi are, and he's getting blown up by how powerful Ziggs is. Graves is actually past Caitlyn in farm, despite the constant pressure from Sona Caitlyn. That might just be a little bit better last hitting experience. But oh, Rip City caught out pretty badly, and with Dragon just spawning, that's very unfortunate for Facecheck my bush. Now no smite is up, and with Gragas and Lee Sin having smite up, there's no way. Yeah. Aatrox is probably going to head back top to clean it. Oh, Janet caught out. But again, Lee Sin diving in way too deep and getting blown up by Ziggs and Graves burst. Lee Sin actually having a pretty hardcore item build going. Sightstone, Last Whisper. Maybe he might buy Hydra now, but he was going pretty full damage. Probably use a tank at this point. Sorry, stream, I had to leave and take care of something. Okay, Jace has finished his man immune, but it's only like a third of the way charged. So he's really struggling behind. I think Carbonic has kind of been goofing around a bit, but they really could just like take their lead here with Aatrox and push to get these kills. Good disengage from Janna by barely getting out of there, but they've poked them off this turret. This secondary tower will probably go down next wave. Lee Sin laugh spamming. Which should be avoided, quite honestly. The decent clear with Ziggs and Graves is really making it hard for Carbonic to get this tower, especially without Gragas ult to pull them off. But that's almost up again with the cooldown reduction of blue buff and Athene's. So if they might look to catch Graves or Ziggs out. They are pushing them off this turret quite a bit. Here we go. Vi, once again though, the only one caught being blown towards their team. Lee Sin though, finding Janna, getting out though, and Gragas cleaning up. Sona ult catching Vi and Jace, and that's the team fight. Gragas though does go down to Vi with tower damage. Aatrox though just decimating. Yikes. Wow. Good coordination from everyone to focus that Graves so that Aatrox could get up and quickly CC Graves and have Lee Sin come in. It should be the inhibitor, with Janna being the only one up. Or no, Vi is now up, so they might need to back out. 2 towers for 1 kill though is pretty good, or within an ace. Really showing how like Carbonic is just really far ahead, and it would take a pretty big throw from him at this point to give up the match. Aatrox has just become massive, even with his couple greedy plays that got him killed. He's really far ahead of Jace at this point, with Blade of the Rune King and Randuin's and a pickaxe to Jace's man immune Doran's Blade Longsword. He's big, and that's just contributed to a couple early game mistakes and solid play in his matchup. Lee Sin now going for an Aegis finally, so he will be tanky. Vi, on the other hand, has built Blade of the Rune King rather than getting Ancient Golem or Solari or anything. That's just she's just trying to go ham at this point, but that's not the thing you want to do with this. They really need some kind of tank line, and they unfortunately don't have it. Gragas, despite being almost even in farm with Ziggs, and Ziggs being ahead assist-wise and playing very well, the Dragons have allowed him to have a little bit of gold on him. Plus Ziggs had to buy Home Guard. Janna barely getting out of there, having to blow ult. And they're gonna siege bot lane while Aatrox takes inhibitor. And they've got a lot of poke coming out with Caitlyn and Gragas that there's really not much FMB can do to stop this. A lot of poke coming on a Caitlyn though. Ziggs is gonna have to be in home guard back in. Him is at half health now, and bot is still being pressured very heavily by Gragas, Caitlyn, and Sona. Either the tower or the inhib's going down. It honestly looks like they'll get the inhib because they really can't fight Aatrox and Lee Sin without committing too much. A little bit of harass from them and backing off. Meanwhile, Sona Caitlyn's still in bot lane, getting that tower to half health, and that's going to be the inhibitor when they leave to help get them off. Meanwhile, there's a huge creep wave top, and that tower will most likely go down as they could actually keep pushing bot lane, but they've decided to. Caitlyn's gonna leave. Gragas going down from Jace. I think the Sona ult might have missed, but good cleanup from FMB. Maybe staying a little too long from Carbonic, but Vi might go down. No, from Ignite? Okay, she's safe. Her passive pops, and she is safe. Alright, well, good fight from FMB to at least clean everyone out of their base. Unfortunately, the AD carry is down here, and I think he won't have enough time to get the tower, but he's been getting free farm, which he'll just return to base and buy most likely Phantom Dancer and part of Last Whisper. Yep. Alright. Aatrox has now picked up a Tiamat. We'll go into Ravenous Hydra and can continue his split push strategy. Lee Sin has finished Solari. Dragon has spawned again. And with the vision that purple team has in red jungle and the lack of vision that blue team has virtually all over the map except Baron, this would be another free dragon. Vi is looking to possibly check it, but she could again walk into a trap. Lee picks up red buff. Yeah, Dragon's just going down very fast to Caitlyn and Gragas. Sona's going to look to clear Baron, and at this point Carbonic could bait a Baron fight that they can... Oh! I didn't even notice. Jaina got picked up very fast. Oh shoot, that's unfortunate. I think at this point I'm going to miss it. Oh well, sorry guys. But we cleared out some wards. They're just going to push the top lane now. Get that tower, they got low. Caitlyn is going bot to split. Meanwhile, Ziggs has been caught out by Lee Sin. And will be finished off. Oh, it was very close. And is now just taking down turret. And it's been very good this game of, you know, just kind of being this pushing like pressure while playing safe for Carbonic all games. Been a very safe, nice like help to them to just keep pressure on the map and, you know, keep it safe. You know, don't play too risky and really let the rest of the team members kind of run wild and still have a reliable, you know, risk on their team. Second inhibitor goes down. The tower. Oh, Lee Sin getting picked off. Getting caught by minions. Being seen by minions. And Graves picking up very quickly. I think maybe at this point Caitlyn should just group with her team. And, you know, possibly push down a wave together and see if they can't pick off a kill. Or they could just go do Baron. Might not be the greatest since Lee Sin's dead, but they are kind of stuck in their base. They are just going to look to group to go for this inhib. All ults being up for Carbonic except for Aatrox's ult. And Aatrox passive is up. So, with the right catch, they could just blow through a team again. Lee Sin is now coming down mid lane. I think they'll probably just wait for him. Unless a great catch is found. Mojo being very aggressive, taking a lot of poke. Lee Sin is now here. The Gragas ult goes down. Looking, they're just going to grab inhib and possibly just get out of here or swing for middle inhib. This will be an uncontested Baron. I'll grab this back and then probably just push into the base, finish the game. Without the kill score being close, it's still going to be about 10k gold lead. And unfortunately, FMB is just looking to be practically a player down, with Jace being so desperately far behind. He's only got a Brutalizer and a Man Immune compared to Aatrox's 3 items. And Vi has gone yes, so that team is really lacking it for a tank. Unfortunately, she may be doing a lot of damage, but there's really no one really soaking up any damage for them, like Lee Sin now has with his Solari. And even Aatrox has Randuins, so they'll look to just push down mid really quick and probably just take Nexus. Janet getting caught out, kind of a late ult, or at that point, but Janet's been raised, and Caitlyn quickly ulting. They all have to retreat. That's going to be them into the base. They have super minions on the Nexus turrets. This is looking to be the end of the game. Aatrox ults, and they can just focus Nexus at this point, and it's gone. GG's to everyone. Good job, Carbonic, for your 2-0 victory. Solid play out of you all. Thank you for joining us tonight for the UOLCS. We have more matches tomorrow night with Picture of a Duck and facing off against Extreme Kamikaze Pilots.